What better way to show that we're champions of women's wrestling here on PWF Empire Live than to force everyone to unnecessarily fire one of the newest ladies on the roster? Quite sure there's probably a better way, but this way is kind of fun. So we're actually going to engage in that right now as we gear up for another round of push, repackage, release. If you'd like to play along, here are the rules. This edition of Push, Repackage, Release will feature the holy trinity of the NXT Women's Division and big pieces to the puzzle that is the main roster's recent Divas revolution. The daughter of the legendary Ric Flair, Charlotte, the last kicker, Becky Lynch, and the current NXT Women's Champion, Sasha Banks. Evan, in your very first edition of Push, Repackage, Release, I would love to know what it is that you are going to do with Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks.
It is extremely tough to know what to do with these three because they're all great and they're all talented women. But I have come to, with much time and research and with all my efforts, I have come to the conclusion that let's push Sasha Banks because I think overall she has. Now, do you want me to just go push, repack, just say all three, or just explain each one, or
break it down?
All right. Let's break it down. Then I'm thinking about DX. All right, Sasha Banks. We'll get the. Yeah, I'm like, break it down. All right, let's do this. Yeah. All right. So for Sasha Banks, we've got a push because I think that she overall has the best character right now, right here, with in terms of in-ring skill, good entrance. Great presence about her, solid talker. I just think Sasha Banks exemplifies everything WWE needs right now in women's wrestling in terms of, a character right here and right now. Now, as far as repackage goes, I think Charlotte could benefit from the repackage, which is going to mean Becky Lynch gets fired, but we'll get there in a second. Charlotte, I think, can use the repackage because I think that, honestly, they kind of talk about her being Ric Flair's daughter a little more than I think is necessary. I think Charlotte can be a big star on her own. She's a great athlete and honestly is incredible in the ring. I think that referencing the fact that Ric Flair's her dad every now and then is one thing, but the way that, she's wooing, it doesn't sound even, good to me. It just sounds like
she
kind of
doesn't
annoying.
Have that flair,
Yeah, really, she doesn't. And honestly, I don't think she needs to completely benefit off of her father's name because a lot of other, Randy Orton, Bob Orton was like, okay, that was his dad and whatever, and they talked about it and whatnot. But Randy Orton was known as a freaking legend killer. He wasn't known as Bob Orton's kid, But I know it's a woman here and it's a daughter instead, and obviously everything has to be way different according to WWE. But with this whole Diva revolution, if you want to show us it's a revolution, you want to make things new and different, then why not have Charlotte be somebody who is, yes, Ric Flair's daughter, but isn't known as that, and even changing her submission, not needing to be the figure 8. Now, I just think that they're trying to make too much noise about her being Ric Flair's daughter. However, she's so damn talented. I don't think she should, and I really don't think she should be released from the company. Now to get to the release. Releasing Becky Lynch isn't exactly an easy thing to do. I think she's immensely talented, very interesting in terms of the fact that she has a different type of background, and obviously her accent's pretty damn cool, and she's good in the ring too. Again, all three of these women are. And, again, has a good way that she carries herself. I really think Becky Lynch has a lot to offer, but out of these three, she just comes up short compared to the other two. And I know that sounds weird to some because some are huge Becky Lynch fans. Our former co-host Charlie was obviously one. So if he's watching this, he's probably like, fuck off, you can't say that. but compared to Sasha, who I think offers everything, and Charlotte, who can offer a whole lot with a repackage, unfortunately, Becky, you don't make the cut out of the three.
So I'm going to go ahead and kick this thing off with the very easy pick of pushing the entire hell out of the boss, Miss Sasha Banks. I think the WWE over these last over these last few years, over this last generation, they've infiltrated our minds and told us that you have to view women in wrestling differently than you view the men. But here's what I'm going to say with Sasha Banks. I think she's one of the brightest shining stars in WWE, male or female, period. Like, she has so much potential to be a breakout superstar, and not even just that. Like, I look at what she's done down in NXT, how she made her way up to being the NXT Women's Champion, and the work that she's done in NXT. I said this months ago that I believe that that was enough to possibly warrant her being in contention for Superstar of the Year, breaking out of that mold of, oh, we have to give her a special award that's only for women. She's busted her ass to earn the right to be in competition with everyone as one of the best in the business. And I am really hoping that this Divas revolution works, if not for anything else, for Sasha Banks, because we really need a strong Divas division that allows a talent like her to grow and prosper in WWE, because she has the character, she has the attitude, she has the mic skills, she has the in-ring acumen, just everything working together to and also the it factor, and it just makes her the total package. Like I said, one of the brightest shining stars in WWE, male or female. So I am pushing the hell out of Sasha Banks. Now, as far as the repackage goes, Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch and Charlotte, very talented. I love both girls, but one has to go away and the other one, you know, they stay. I'm going to take a different approach than you did, Evan. I am going to say I am repackaging Sasha Banks, so I'm making the same pick. Why do I keep saying Sasha Banks? See, that just shows how obsessed I am with her. But
I know, it's hard not to be.
I am repackaging Charlotte, and I really don't know what I want to make her into. But I do have to say, though, that the biggest thing that gives her the repackage and gives Becky Lynch the release is the fact that she is Ric Flair's daughter. Because I think that WWE can do a whole hell of a lot with that. Because when I look at the two standing side by side and I compare the two, Becky Lynch is a much better in-ring competitor. She's much more technical than Charlotte is. I think that with Charlotte, when we see regular old Charlotte, to be quite honest, she's not that impressive. But I don't know what it is, what flip she switches on. When she gets into those NXT Women's Championship matches, every single one of them has been amazing. Whether you're talking about the ones with Sasha Banks, you're talking about the Fatal 4-Way, you're talking about the one with Natalya, every single time she gets to that big stage, she calls on some type of spirit to carry her through. She's amazing in those matches, but she's not that polished in regular old Charlotte matches. And maybe that's something that we could possibly work with. But yeah, the fact that she is Ric Flair's daughter, there's a whole hell of a lot that you can do with that. So I think that that gives her the edge over Becky Lynch. And unfortunately, she has to be the one to go. So, yeah. I guess that's it for us. If you guys want to play along, push, repackage, release, you pretty much know what the rules are, and you have your wrestlers to choose from. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. So go ahead and hit us up on Twitter with the hashtag PWFEmpire and let us know what you think. Who would be the person to get the boot? Who would be the person to be pushed to the top of your company, and who needs a little work? Push, repackage, release.
I'd be really interested to see different perspectives on this. Like, I know we both said the same three, and obviously we had different reasonings, but I'd like to see even different perspectives. So I hope you guys, I'm not saying have a different opinion than us. I'm just saying I hope we get like a range of who would push, repackage, and release, because this is a really interesting concept.
It's going to be tough, though, because I think that people are like, well, she is Ric Flair's daughter, so yeah, we got to keep her around. I think that 9 times out of 10, Becky Lynch is going to be the person released, though. And it's not saying that she's bad. It's just that this is why I like push, repackage, release so much, is because you have great people, and just one of them has to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough because, again, all three can bring a lot to the table for women's wrestling, no question about it. So, and I look forward to some of the ones in the future that are probably even more challenging. Oh yes.
I am so glad I came up with this idea for this one, because the next push, repackage, release we do, man.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
I'm like crying inside just thinking about it right now.